have enough road to get up to 88.
Welcome back to another episode of Front Row Cinema, a movie podcast for movie lovers by movie lovers. I am your host, TJ Trimboli, and with me, as always, my co-host, I got the man who makes it do what it do, baby, Mr. James O'Reilly in the house tonight.
I mean, that might be the best one yet. That makes me sound way better than I actually am. I'll tell you that much.
Listen, Jim, if there's one thing I could tell people about you, is you are definitely a man who makes it do what it do.
I mean, what'd I say?
Well, then what it does, we're not going to say. I'm going to keep that up to the imagination. What are we watching tonight?
We're watching Ray.
That's right. We're watching Ray, baby, the culmination of Ray Charles's life, the 2004 music biopic, directed by Taylor Hackford, written by James L. White, and starring Jamie Foxx and Kerry Washington. Now, Jim, of course, what you got?
Is it really a culmination if you really just like tell me everything that happened? Like, it's like a slow burn that kind of just like eventually he gets old. Is there really a culmination in that movie?
The culmination of learning everything you wanted about Ray Charles, that he did a lot of heroin and played some jams and slept with a lot of ladies, cheating on his wife.
Yeah, like I learned a lot about Ray Charles, and somehow I already knew all of it because it's really not that much. Like,
We learned a lot and yet not anything at all. But Jim, we've got the DVD cover here that Joel Siegel calls one of the best films he ever saw.
How many films has Joel Siegel seen?
I'm pretty sure underneath he writes, and this was the first one. We got our lovely log line here on the back, and it reads, from humble beginnings in the South through his meteoric rise to the top of American music charts, Ray's inspirational journey is a tale of hope, redemption, and the power of the human spirit.
Sure, I bet that's what they wish it was about.
Yeah, there certainly are things like that in this movie. Now, whether it really hits as inspirational as we hope, we're going to find out. This isn't a first time watch for you, right? We've seen that we've discussed we've seen this before. What was your first discovery with Ray?
This isn't one that I saw in theaters, but this is one of those movies that I've talked about a couple times where like this would have been really popular and it was an Oscar movie. And so my dad absolutely would have rented it like the second he was able to and been like gobsmacked by it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't see this in theaters either. I don't remember quite when I saw it. It's probably the same deal, probably around like Oscars time, because this was like a big Oscars movie. Um, but I had zero recollection of watching it other than remembering that I really liked it. And then, of course, Walk Hard comes out a few years later and completely ruins this movie.
Right. Right.
And so going back to it this time, I was very curious to see if that was still going to be the case. And it's going to be very fun to dive in and figure out if that still is the case. Did Walk Hard do such a good job ruining the music biopic?
Well, see, I don't think that, I mean, like, I don't want to get too much into it right now, but I don't know that Walk Hard ruined the music biopic any more than Airplane ruined that movie Airport 1977 or whatever it was called.
Hey,
it was
movie's a
just
classic.
begging for it. You know what I mean? Like somebody eventually was going to give it to them. Like they were just like absolutely on their knees begging for it.
Asking for it, and along came John C. Reilly to give them just what they needed for some of that cocaine. But I mean, regardless of what Walk Hard would do to it later on, with this being an Oscar contention and being such a movie into a huge figure in music, we're gonna have a pretty interesting box office run to talk about here, Jim. So let's cue it up. Let's dive into some box office numbers.
Numbers, dates, numbers, dates, array, dates, numbers. Show me the money.
All right. So Ray is going to open the weekend we've been living in for a little while here, Halloween weekend of 2004.
Our final weekend here, right? Where we get to move on finally at the end of this. We get to pick a new slate of movies.
Yeah, this is the tops of the opening weekends for the like this week because The Grudge is the number one movie.
I know when I
Um,
think of Halloween, I instantly think of Ray Charles. So this is a fantastic choice for an opening weekend here.
yeah, yeah. And so it's going to open against a $40 million budget, which I think
Okay.
makes this the most expensive episode of VH1 Behind the Music ever made. I'm pretty sure, at least to date.
Definitely, definitely.
Like,
Like what do they fly in real drugs? Like what are we spending 40 million on
yeah.
this thing for? All
Well, it's like a period piece, like to some
right,
extent.
yeah,
You know what
I
I mean?
guess
And
that.
like, there's a lot of like big, like, like scenes with like hundreds of extras, seemingly, you know what I mean? And like big,
Those
like music and dancing. Like, it seems like it would take a while to film. You know what I mean?
those
Like, I
those
could sort of see it.
yeah, those vintage cars cost a pretty penny to be rented by the hour.
Right, exactly, exactly.
Now, do you think when
Um,
music biopics come along like this and you're deciding to depict somebody, do you think you get a discount on putting their discography in the movie, or do you think you still end up paying a pretty penny to use the music?
I think you probably still pay a good amount because, like, what's in it for them? You know what I
That's
mean?
what
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
other than
Well,
to just like collect royalties on it, you know?
yeah, I would imagine what's in it for them if they're going to do a discount is the fact that we're going to sell probably a lot of records coming out of this movie.
Yeah, I suppose so. Do you really think though? Like, what were they trying to push? Like a Ray Charles greatest hits
Maybe.
album?
It's
Like,
it's entirely possible. But I mean, you'd have to imagine that people coming out of this, like you'd see some sales from like a bunch of his albums because people are like, "Oh yeah, I haven't listened to a Ray Charles in a minute, so I should put one of those back on the stereophonic."
yeah, I suppose it just feels like one of those things. Like, if you're a mark for this movie, you probably own a lot of Ray Charles albums, right? Like what one are you gonna buy? Like maybe the Ray soundtrack? I don't know.
Yeah,
Like, but
it's possible the Ray soundtrack, possible, or maybe this is what 2000s. You're a CD guy at this moment. Now you're like, you know what? Like I'm going back to vinyl, man. I'm gonna pick up some vinyls. Got it on CD. We got
yeah,
eight
like
tracks I could
Ray
pick up
Charles really
again.
got lost in the mix of me moving
You,
on from 45s. So now I got to go pick up some Ray Charles CDs.
you need
I
some
don't know.
CDs, bro.
I guess. I mean, like, if the movie was going to accomplish anything, I guess it would be that. Like,
You
that's
would
the
think.
only thing I can imagine it's good for.
I mean, that's what it seems like whenever they put these out. It's that they're like, obviously, we want to shoot for some Oscar buzz because all of these movies are always Oscar bait, but also we could sell some records, hopefully.
Yeah, I suppose it'd be interesting. Like, maybe the next musical biopic that rolls around, we'll, like, kind of dive into that a little bit. But for now, let's focus on the box office for Ray. So it opens against that $40 million budget. Like we said, it's going to be behind the second week of The Grudge. It's down here in second place with like just a bit over $20 million for the opening weekend.
That's horrible for an opening weekend for a music biopic. 20 million is going to actually tie in the 66th position with the Manchurian Candidate, baby, also doing 20 mil. And
Yeah,
also
it's about.
a quick addendum before we continue here, Jim, to piggyback off of it because I quickly looked it up. Yes, the biopic Ray significantly helped sell Ray Charles records. Its accompanying soundtrack created a snowball effect that boosted sales of his catalog. Rhino's Very Best of Ray Charles sold over 1 million copies.
Just
Genius Loves Company sold 3.2 copies, eventually going on to sell over 5 million. Damn.
yeah.
Yeah, see,
So
so
we're giving commercials for greatest hits albums Oscars now. I get it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So we're yeah, so there we're selling money off of this. Also, I would have to imagine after this movie, this is right around when Kanye West puts out Gold Digger, right? Which is
Yeah, right. That album would have been like 2003, 2004. I'm pretty sure it was 2003, but I don't remember what month for College Dropout. And
so like
that's
that's
oh no, wait. The that song wasn't on College Dropout though. It was on his second album. So yeah, it would have been after this. That would have come out in like '04 or '05. Yeah.
so that's helping. So it's so the movies are designed to sell to sell records, baby.
Yeah, but that's so depressing. Like, It's the worst.
Just,
I much prefer movies that are designed to sell like children's toys. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
I just wait 2 months. What do we got? 2 months to go until the Michael Jackson movie. We're gonna do it all over again, baby. How many album sales is Thriller gonna shoot up now?
oh, like you're saying nowadays they're making a Michael Jackson movie.
In April, the Michael Jackson movie comes out.
It's so dumb, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
It's so dumb.
yeah.
This is never gonna stop. We're like,
Nope,
we talk about
nope.
snowballing. Like, we're in the worst of it right now. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, Ray is kind of like the jumping off point, but it's gonna get so much worse, like
yeah.
now than it used to be.
And they're all just trying to chase that Bohemian Rhapsody insane box office revenue, and it's like that doesn't happen. Like that's the outlier. That's not the norm.
Yeah.
It just
Right.
doesn't stop them from chasing it.
Because it's like a bad movie, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, it's
Like,
an
it's
awful movie.
astonishing that that movie made as much money as it did. There's like very little that's entertaining or interesting about it. And somehow it made like $800 million dollars and got nominated for like 14 Oscars.
And gave one to Remy Malik for his fucking just stilted performance as Freddie Mercury. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Hollywood loves it though, baby. Loves it.
They never stop. They just keep going.
They
And I
never
mean,
stop.
it'll
Dude,
be
just
interesting to see. Like,
yeah.
we should stick with the box office of Ray here, because I want to see if there's even any juice beyond just selling like a million albums or of a greatest hits or whatever the stupid thing was. Um, so weekend two, Ray's gonna hold second place, 31.9% drop down to 13.6 million. So I mean, it's kind of already fading. Like, that's not like a huge drop, but it didn't really start very high either.
Well, also like not to like throw shade at Ray Charles, but like he's not like the most exciting artist to make a music biopic about that's going to really catch on in the zeitgeist. Like, yeah, there's plenty of fans. There's plenty of songs of his that I like, but never is a moment where I'm like, man, I could really go for a Ray Charles movie.
Yeah, I mean, in the 50s, he was very exciting. You
Well, yeah,
know, like
exactly. But
the
come
time
2004,
2004 rolled around, I don't know that like he was really
yeah,
like I mean, he was still pretty famous, obviously, but
yeah. But I mean, like the cultural moment to really catch on. This is really a movie for like grandparents around 2004. I mean, if you really want to
yeah,
catch me on, like, where's my Stevie Wonder one? If I'm going for somebody blind,
yeah, right, right. Really, something's going on. The blind piano player is like a real thing, huh?
eh, too bad we couldn't
Uh,
do the Billy Joel. Hey, yo.
yeah, they should have taken that guy's license away ages ago. If he was blind, think about how many people would have been saved, dude. People's living rooms, like. Um, so going into weekend three of Ray, it's going to drop another 38.4% down to sixth place with 8.4 million.
And he drops. Not
Yeah,
good
and
hold.
like
Not good holds.
we're getting into like getting close to Thanksgiving territory. Like going into weekend four, that's going to be the weekend of November 19th through the 21st. So like this is like the weekend before Thanksgiving. 45.7% drop, all the way down to seventh place with 4 point, I don't know, 4.56, like something in that range.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really hanging around much. Didn't
And
get a
then this has
boost.
to be
Didn't get
Thanksgiving
a
Day weekend. Fifth week, it's down in ninth place with 3.9 million.
no way it gets another week.
Weekend six, it holds 10th with
Ooh.
1 point, like let's call it 1.9.
Okay. All right.
And then finally in weekend seven, it's down in 13th place with like $954,000. And so, like, I don't know, this run doesn't really make a lot of sense to me because you pointed it out. Why release this movie on Halloween weekend? Like, what's the point of that?
No sense. Especially you want in with this movie, it's Oscar bait. It's Oscar bait. You want people to have this in contention come Oscar season. Why aren't you just releasing this in November or even like
Right.
December?
Right, because you're also like all of the hype of the first like 2 weeks where it's making most of its money happened way before any of the holidays. And this is feels like such a holiday movie. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's crazy that they would be like Halloween. It's like, what?
This is like the Lord of the Rings counter programming for all your
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
hophead piano like lovers. They're like, I don't care about all that fantasy stuff. I want to go hear about Ray Charles. Like it
Yeah.
feels like that's what this is for. And like, why is it in October? Why is it in like the first 3 weeks of November? You know, it just doesn't make sense.
It's very befuddling. I feel like they left some money on the table by not doing either a Thanksgiving or a December release for this movie.
Yeah,
Right?
and
You
then
put this
some
out like
total.
a week or two before Christmas and you just let that run through the holidays, you're still getting your Oscar buzz. You're still in contention, and you're probably doing bangerang at the box office because like what else is coming out in December?
Right. And like forget December, like January. Like if you release this like the week before Christmas, this is staying in theaters. Week 6 is in like the middle of January. You know what I mean? And like there's nothing out in January. Like people would go see this just because it's like up for Oscars, you know?
These are the big movies that are in contention for the Christmas holiday, where Ray we think would be better slated. You got Blade Trinity, Ocean's 12,
Right.
the closest movie to this in the sense of like it's Oscar bait, Million Dollar Baby. Then you got Flight of the Phoenix, a series of unfortunate events, Meet the Fockers, and The Aviator.
I mean, yeah, The Aviator is a tough
Yeah,
draw too.
The Aviator is a tough one to go up against.
Like
Uh,
that might be what they're dodging here. Because
yeah,
I mean, Million Dollar Baby is a good movie, but it's not the same thing. Like the whole like Howard Hughes angle, like I think actually like almost lives in the same lane as Ray.
but Jim, how could I also forget Fat Albert? Come on.
Oh yeah.
That's
Well,
that's why Ray's not there. Come on, it can't go up against Fat Albert, bro.
yeah. Right. I mean, Thompson's magnum opus.
Oh man, but yeah, 6 weeks. I mean, 6 weeks is still like higher than some of the movies we've been doing lately have gotten up to. So it at least hung around for a while, but it's definitely not singing the praises that I think. Unless let's hear some totals. Let me hear some totals. Let's see. Did the international market come in to help out with the Ray Charles record selling
Yeah.
best hit
The Ray
CD?
Charles Bonanza Greatest Hits album actually sold 5 million copies in the UK. They'd never heard of him before.
You,
So, um,
Ray who?
no, and I will say the fact that this is the movie that lasts 6 weeks just only highlights how bad of a metric the how long was it in the top 10 because this movie like didn't make a lot of money. It did not do very well at any point while it was in theaters. Um, it's gonna finish with 75.3 million domestic. International market actually bringing some heat here,
Okay.
48.6 million.
All right, not bad.
It's at least got like a little bit of something. You know, usually these like they either are like the Lord of the Rings where they're huge or
They do nothing.
they're like Kangaroo Jack where it got released in like one theater and people were like, "What the fuck is this?" You know?
Did Ray
Um,
Charles play internationally? Is that like a
yeah, did you
thing?
not watch the movie when like Adam, whatever his name is, was like speaking in like German and like Italian and Japanese? Like he world
Uh,
toured, baby.
I must have blacked out during that point.
Yeah, that was in toward the last like 20 minutes and it by then I think we were all basically asleep, like
Yeah,
basically on cruise control.
that point I had the gist, and
Yeah.
it was just riding out the clock.
Much like the movie, I was just kind of along for the ride, hoping that something would happen. You know?
You don't want none of this shit, Dewey. It's a world tour.
Right, right. And so that brings its worldwide total to like just a little bit under 124 million.
Okay, so right around 123, 124, we'll say that's good enough to put us in the 68th spot behind Resident Evil's 129, but ahead of Spy Kids 2's 119.7. So I mean, $40 million budget, like that's not bad
No, and this
for
will
for
sell
a
like
biopic.
DVDs, I'm guessing, because it's got some Oscar
Yeah,
buzz. Like
yeah, they
Jamie
sell a
Foxx
lot of
wins in
CDs.
the end.
Yeah, I'm sure this was a resounding success to them, and especially later in the coming months when they get nominated for a whole bunch of Oscars, also huge for them. This is absolutely, I'm sure, for them a resounding success.
I mean, for them, I suppose.
And I mean, like, Critically, it's there for them too. 79% from the critics, 88 from the audience, a 7.7 from IMDb, but the all-star A plus cinema score.
Yeah, because musical biopics are a cheat code. You just like make people feel good by playing songs they like, and
Well,
then at the end
that's
of
what
it,
it.
you're like,
These
and then he solved racism,
yeah,
and people are like, you know what? That was a great movie.
these movies really are just greatest hit CDs, and that's what people want. It's a visual greatest hit CD for them, and like there's as long as you play the songs that they grew up loving, they're gonna walk out having fun.
Right? They're gonna be like, hit the road, Jack, and what I'd say were in that A
Yeah,
plus,
yeah.
like,
He
and
was
then they're
like,
gonna listen to it on the way home. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Like,
cue it up in the 8 track. What? We still had 8 tracks in 2004?
no, we didn't.
Cassettes? Some of my
Cassettes,
still,
yeah.
some
My
of
car
still,
had a cassette player, and when I first started driving in like '07, dude.
yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I had a cassette too. So we used to have to put the old, remember you had to put the cassette in that was connected to a cord that then
Yep,
connected into your iPod.
yep.
Man, that's right,
Dark
kids.
days.
Yeah, kids, we were there for the ancient, all that good stuff you have now. We were the ones who had to go through it, man.
This is back when cars still had cigarette lighters. They weren't
Yeah,
just like outlets.
yeah, primordial days.
Yeah.
And then I have some user reviews for you, Jim. Not as insane in the IMDb ratings as I would have thought for this week.
That's
Actually,
fair.
for the 1 stars, there was only 2 single 1 star reviews, which was the
Okay,
first time I'd ever come across that. But
that's interesting.
I have one review from each side of the spectrum, 1 and 10. So we'll bang in on them right now. We got our 1 star here, and they write, some stories just can't be told. Bird may have been flawed, but at least it wasn't boring. Did Ray Charles struggle? Not according to this film. I think someone else needed to write the screenplay, or a documentary may have been more appropriate. Jamie Foxx is only as good as the material. He is unable to rise above it. The songs are great, hence Mr. Fox is great doing them. But this is a terrible film with no real heart or soul. Brevity is no longer the soul of wit. Not that I'm calling myself a wit, but to submit a comment, you are
You are.
required to post no less than 10 lines of drivel, even when 5 would suffice. Mr. Fox, in my estimation, has not been plying his craft long enough to be called a serious actor. Neither
Oh
does he
no.
deserve the praise and accolades that are being heaped upon him. I think people are confusing him with the real article. He is not Ray Charles. Everything about the backstory, poorly executed.
I will say that guy's right about one thing. Jamie Foxx is not Ray Charles. He called it on that one. They are definitely two distinct people.
Jamie Foxx is in fact playing a character. That guy was correct in that estimation.
Well, let's not call him a character. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. He's playing a person.
Boy, oh boy. Do you think Mr. Fox has been plying his craft long enough in this movie to be a serious actor?
Yeah, I do. I mean, like, I don't want to jump too far ahead of myself, but he was like the only thing that was any good about this movie, in my
Also,
opinion.
this movie is after Collateral, so like if you've seen
Right,
Collateral, how can you say Jamie Foxx isn't bringing the heat?
right. Jamie Foxx is legit by this
Yeah,
point. I mean,
yeah,
this is really the thing that like really sends him into the stratosphere, I think.
yeah, for sure.
But he's definitely legit before this. Like he's also very popular and likable before this too. Like that's part of what makes this whole thing work.
Too it's too legit to quit, as I heard on the streets sometime. We got a tenor here for you, Jim, and they write. After seeing this film, I was awestruck by the sheer will and determination of the legend known as Ray Charles. I can
Boy.
honestly say that this is the best movie I've seen all year. I love the way the movie depicts Ray Charles as a human being. Of course, he's bigger than life figure, but this movie brings him down to earth long enough for us mere mortals to see the man behind the he struggles with the demons that ultimately define the man, and his music makes a very enjoyable and entertaining movie. The performances are top notch, and all the buzz Jamie Foxx is receiving with well deserved. However, in my opinion, the performance of Sharon Warren as Aretha Robinson, Ray's mother, is equally impressive. This movie grabbed me so much, I went out immediately after and bought the CD and rediscovered the legend all over again.
Yeah, okay,
All in
fair enough.
all, stop reading this and go see it for yourself. I told you, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, in retrospect, it makes a lot of sense. Like, I get it. People are marks. And they
People
will fall for
demand
very obvious marketing.
the people demand the CDs. We need the best of.
The fact that he bought it on the way home, it's like, come on, man.
Just like
Have
got in
some
the
goddamn
car.
self-respect.
He's like, I got in the car and my feet just took me straight to the nearest Target or FYE.
To the nearest Target. And I bought some socks, a Ray Charles CD, and some groceries, all in one-stop convenient shopping.
He's like, what a world. What a time to be alive this is.
If only the legend that was Ray Charles could have seen Target.
Yeah, he would have, man, oh man. Tickets were around by the time he died, wasn't it?
I don't know. When did Ray Charles die? I
I
feel
don't know.
like by the time Targets were around, Ray Charles wouldn't have been caught dead in a Target. I'm just saying.
That's fair. That's fair. He probably would send people to the Target for him. God damn, we would have told him about it and he would have loved it.
Yeah. That's interesting that there wasn't. I mean, I think it just speaks to how absolute milquetoast this movie is that there wasn't really anything crazy or polarizing in the comments, you know?
Yeah. Yep. I would say that's for sure. Um, and Milk Toast is such a good descriptor for what this movie is. Like it's also like this movie is one of the most rinse and repeat movies I've seen in like a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Which
And
is
so,
insane for a movie to be like, we're going to show the approximation of Ray Charles's life, but basically distill it down to two facets. He would do drugs on tour and he would cheat on his wife. And we're just going to do that over and over and over again. And then the
for
movie's going to
two and
end.
a half
Yeah,
hours.
for 2.5 hours. And just when you think we might do something else, we're going to do it. We're going to put a stinger up that says, and he never touched drugs again. And then we roll credits. And it's like, what the
Right.
fuck are we doing, man?
In a real Unbreakable moment. Like, you remember in the end of Unbreakable when they're just like, and then he went to jail. Like they put like a text box up. It's like, man, it would have been pretty cool to see him actually beat drugs in the movie, you know? Like I get that we saw him do like the rehab, which was like 45 seconds long and was like very much like the scene from Dewey Cox where they're like, we need more blankets.
He needs more blankets and less blankets.
At the same time. Yeah. So, I mean, like, I guess where I would really start with this, though, I think there actually is some things that are good about this movie. And let's start with those, right? So, we said Jamie Foxx, pretty great. I think
Jamie Foxx
overall.
is without a doubt the glue that holds watching this together. If he
Right.
wasn't in this and putting in such a good performance, I don't know that I would have made it 2.5 hours.
Right. He did his job for sure.
Yeah.
And then some, right?
Yeah.
The lady who played his mom, also pretty good. Like, that was like very believable. And a lot of those scenes like really hit, you know?
I did really enjoy the one scene in the past where little Ray like falls down and he's like screaming for mom and she knows that she can't go and help him
Right.
even though it's all she wants to do
Right.
because he needs to be able to do this because no one else is going to do it for him. And that's like an incredible scene where like the kid finally just like settles himself down and just like discovers that he's basically Daredevil. Just phenomenal.
Yes.
Yeah.
The fact that he's Daredevil is so funny. The fact
It's so
that
good.
he's like, and then that hummingbird outside the window, and she's like, "Oh my god!"
But it just
There
gets to the
is a
point like
hummingbird.
he's just like, I hear you too, mama. And it was like, Jesus, kid, settle down.
Yeah. And so I like a lot of the scenes with the mom though too, not just that one. Like pretty much all of them where they go into the past are good. Um, music was really good in this movie, and I think they do a good job of hitting on like both the vibe that, at least as somebody who likes movies and was never there, the vibe of that kind of like jazz piano club in the 50s, you know what I mean? Like that's got a really cool feel to it. Like you feel like the kind of nightclub energy of it, and the music's awesome. So like all that's really cool, you
They
know?
show you that his jazz work shows you why Roxy Hart fell in so hard.
Right. And so take all of that. A lot of the things I just said are in the first like 45 minutes of this movie in spades, right? So as I'm watching this, I'm sitting here and I'm like, huh, am I gonna like Ray? Like, is this about to happen? I'm kind of enjoying myself. And they're sort of setting the table for an actual movie where it's about a guy who's gotta like make it in the world and be the person his mom taught him to be and not take any shit from anybody. You know what I mean? And like, don't let anybody treat him like a cripple and run game on him, and just go win because he's the best piano player, right? Like, there's something there to that in the beginning of this movie, and then about 45 minutes in, we go on a hour and a half, just like absolute, I don't even, you can't even call it a roller coaster. It's like if It's a Small World was like an hour and a half long. You're just kind of like meandering through the water like, oh cool, now he's wearing that suit and playing piano, and oh cool, now he's dating Regina King. Like, you know, like none of it's like interesting. There's never any goal that Ray Charles has, like, for like 85% of this movie. Like, I don't understand what he's trying to do or accomplish other than he's just like going and playing tunes. Like,
Well, the issue with this movie, and this isn't a distillation of every music biopic, is you can't really hone in on a specific plot point or goal for them because you have to tell 40 years worth of life into a 2 hour movie. Whereas, like you said, like what sets up in the beginning is us watching a journey of this dude trying to overcome his blindness and his disability to be the greatest piano player ever. The idea to that is by the time he finally hits it big and gets his first record and is known, that's the end of the movie. But that can't be the end of the movie because we need to see an approximation of Ray Charles. So we have to keep going and just show him throughout his entire life. And at that point, then it's less about honing in on this dude overcoming his disability and just showing him warts and all. And it's like, I don't really care to just see him spend the middle chunk of this movie doing heroin and cheating on his wife because it doesn't really add anything to the goal of him overcoming his disability.
well, and that's the thing. He doesn't have a goal in the middle of the movie. He's just meandering through the whole thing, the
It's
same
just
way we are as the audience.
it's just
And
do drugs and become a bigger artist. That's it.
yeah, and I'm with you, but what you're saying is sort of my whole problem with these musical biopics. Um, you don't have to make a 40-year approximation of somebody's life. You have to make a movie. And like
I'm with you.
a
I agree.
movie isn't a 40-year approximation of somebody's life most of the time. It's like a movie character trying to accomplish a specific thing. Like that's what a movie is more often than not. You know what I mean? And so let's let's just as like an example here, let's take it out of the sense of like musical biopics and let's just talk about biopics. Movies that for better or worse, hint, it's for better, like make a movie instead of a 40-year approximation of somebody's life, right? So let's take a quick look at the number one movie on the top 50 movies on IMDb for greatest biopics of all time. Number one, Amadeus. Kind of a musical biopic. You know
Kind
what
of.
it does? It
But
focuses
lies.
on one very specific part of someone's life.
Yes, it does. And also, I feel like that movie too doesn't really give a fuck about being true to history in a sense. Like they take a lot more liberties to just tell a great story instead of being beholden to the actual like story.
Right, of course. That's what I'm
Yeah,
getting at. They made a movie and they
exactly. Yeah,
made Mozart a movie character
yeah,
and they gave him a movie villain and they
yep,
made a movie, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, so number two, I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen this whole movie because it's really long and I was definitely way too young to appreciate it when I saw it on TV. Uh, Ben Kingsley's Gandhi. So
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
can't talk as much about Gandhi, but my hunch is that it is kind of one of those like 40-year approximations of somebody's life, you know?
It is, but I think with that movie, they just lock you into this is going to be a very long movie, and we're going to run the gamut through him. I haven't seen this. I watched this movie once in film school and have not seen it probably in like 15 years. So I would agree that I can't really speak as much to that one either as if it
Fair.
holds up or not.
I may have to like watch myself some Gandhi. And from here, I'm probably just gonna pick and choose some movies that I think are like better for being movies, you know?
Yeah.
So in third, we're not gonna have to go too far. Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah.
It's
Great.
a movie about a movie character, and in the middle of that movie, I'm not bored because he's like earning the respect of sheiks day in and day out. He's crossing the desert like alone, and like he's an animal. He's doing all kinds of insane like feats in the middle of that movie, right?
But I mean, he also has a role in the middle of those movies too, like to do all that. Like there's actual like purpose to what he's doing.
Right. And there's a specific thing he's trying to accomplish other than just going from nightclub to nightclub playing piano, right? Like
Yeah.
number 7 here, Goodfellas.
Yeah, incredible. Also,
A movie.
movie and a lot of liberties taken. But again, like it's telling you, it wants you to feel for what the environment was like, and less like a one-to-one assimilation of the person.
Right. And but at the end of the day, like it has to have a purpose. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
there's like movie characters doing movie things and learning movie lessons in Goodfellas,
So and
even
to
if
good
it's based on real people.
Yeah, and to Goodfellas too, because Goodfellas is another one that spans a lot of years. But what keeps it moving and keeps it defined is that Henry Hill consistently and always has a goal.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, I think it does at times flirt with being Ray in Goodfellas, but it's not Ray. It's way better than that, you know? Down here in 11th, Catch Me If You Can, who the guy in real life just made everything up. You
Like
know what
all
I
of that
mean?
was a
Like,
lie.
right. The guy in real life was just like made up a movie, you know? And that better movie because of it, you know?
Absolutely.
Down in 15th, The Social Network, which also, in a way, takes place over a long period of time, but it's about a movie character. It's about a person who lived but is a movie character in The Social Network, you know? And I mean, that's really like the big ones that are all near the top that I think kind of hammer my point home, which is like if you can make a movie about somebody who was a real life person, but the trap that musical biopics fall into more often than other biopics, in my opinion, is that like you have to have the scene where Booger from Revenge of the Nerds is like, I'm Turkish, you know, and like it's like, but why? Like just because he was really Turkish? Like what? Who cares? Like,
Especially in music biopics, they fall to this all the time, victim that they feel that they just have to include every song, every piece of like where was he when he came up with that. Like there's nothing I hate more in music biopics than when they show the scene when they came up with the inspiration for like their favorite song. Like
it's
when
the worst.
when what's her name, King tells him that she's pregnant, and he comes up with like, don't you come back no more. And it's like, oh dude, like this is just awful.
Yeah, really awful. Yes.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
like the part when they're like, and then he wrote his biggest hit because he finished 20 minutes early and the club went crazy. You know,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
just
It's just like
I hate it. I hate
yeah,
it so
yeah.
much.
It's
And
so
it's like the trap that they fall into for me is exactly what you're talking about, where everything has to be real and we have to touch on so many things at once. And I hate to say it, but I don't hate to say it. Just because something really happened doesn't make it interesting, and it doesn't
exactly.
make a 2.5 hour movie worthwhile. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't. You know, like not for me. And I can't even think like. Do you have like an equivalent to Ray? Like if you were like a boomer who grew up on Ray Charles and you know then this movie came out, like is there even anybody that you would be like, oh my god, I have to go see this 2.5 hour movie about the real broad strokes of their entire life? You know, like who is it?
Oh
There
my god.
isn't one, right?
No, there isn't one. I mean, I like my favorite band, obviously, for all of time has been Led Zeppelin, but I would never want to see a music biopic about Led Zeppelin, like at all.
It would be so bad.
Yeah,
And
it would be bad.
here's the bad
Because
news,
again, like
buddy.
because they
It's
would have to.
coming.
I know eventually it's going to come to like he died last year. We're eventually going to get the Ozzy biopic sooner or later,
Yep.
and
Yeah,
that's
we
going to
sure
kill me
are.
too because Black Sabbath is my other favorite band. But I would not. I don't want a music biopic for that because
No,
you just.
just go listen to Black Sabbath
I know.
off
Yeah.
Black Sabbath by
Yeah.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah. It's
Like,
just.
why
It's
would I
just.
ever want to watch a movie about it?
Yeah, especially because all of it's like because it's all just so one dimensional. It's they made music, they went on tour, they did a lot of debauchery, and then you rinse and repeat, and that just doesn't make for an interesting movie.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's all very cliche. It's all
Yeah,
very cliche.
yeah.
And I was trying to think, like, too, leading into this, like, was there, like, what were the music biopics before Ray? Is there even any big ones that you can think of? I know they must exist. You know what I mean?
Let's go to the old trusty internet, Jim. I'm sure there's got to be a list somewhere.
Because I could see where this one kind of kicks everything off. And
I
then
mean,
there's there's a big gap, I feel like, before these get really popular again.
definitely probably kicked off with Ray, at least in the modern era of it becoming as big as it is now. But I'm sure there were plenty before for Ray. They just weren't as huge or maybe as plentiful.
Yeah, I feel like there has to have been something
All
like
right,
from before it.
1993, we got What's Love Got to Do with It about Tina Turner.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That was a pretty
19,
popular movie too.
1997, we got Selena with Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, but that's a movie though. It's a movie about a murder. It's a different thing.
Yeah.
It's
All
a
right,
different
all right,
thing.
all right, all right.
But
But
I'm
yeah,
with you though. It is like kind of a music biopic, yes.
1987, La Bamba, Richie Valens.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. La Bamba's definitely a big one. I remember that movie.
Yep. All right, 1989, Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah,
Jerry,
that's
Jerry
right,
Lee
with
Lewis
Quaid,
With
right?
Dennis Quaid. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
And
right. So
then
here we
what
got
was
probably the
the
biggest one, The Doors from '91. Val
Oh
Kilmer, Jim
yeah.
Morrison.
Wow, so they did make a lot of these before Ray, dude. There's so many.
Yeah. We got 1986, Gary Oldman, Sid and Nancy about the Sex Pistols.
Yeah, yeah. That's fair.
So yeah, so there was still probably not. There's definitely way more post 2004 Ray than there are before, but they were still pumping these out even before, long before Ray.
Yeah, and you know what? It really like cheapens Ray too, because I feel like that and like now, don't get me wrong, I haven't seen La Bamba in a long time, but I feel like Ray and La Bamba are kind of the same movie. I feel like they're if Richie Valens was blind, like they
Uh,
might have.
Pretty much. I mean, all of these are pretty much like the same movie. All right, 1980, The Coal Miner's Daughter,
Who's
singer
that about?
Loretta Lynn, country music star.
Oh, okay, sure.
1988, Charlie Parker, Bird, directed by
Yeah,
Clint
okay.
Eastwood. Oh boy.
That's fair. But I don't know, does Charlie Parker doesn't have really like the rock star arc. Like I know he was like into drugs
Yeah,
and
no.
stuff, but
But I mean, like they've been making these.
no, that's true. Yeah,
Is
Ray
the
definitely
point.
wasn't the first one. You're onto
Yeah.
something there.
Yeah. So the point is they're making them. But as I'm scrolling through this, there are a lot more post 2004 than before. But they were
Yeah.
definitely pumping these out though.
It's
And I bet
interesting because I don't
every
know if
single
you
one of
said
them was
one good movie. I
yeah,
don't know.
no. Yeah, no,
Like,
most of those I would want no part of.
could you imagine if La Bamba got nominated for
Yeah, right.
Oscars?
Fucking Dennis Quaid as Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah, and it's funny because they literally do follow like all of the same beats. Like I
It's
can think of that Jerry Lee Lewis
yeah,
movie. The
it's
only
all
difference
the
is
same.
instead of like doing heroin, he like marries his cousin or something.
The Doors is super close to that. It's all about
Yeah,
Jim Morrison doing drugs and writing poetry.
yeah, and then like being like saying things he's not supposed to say and doing things he's not supposed to do.
Yeah, breaking down those glass ceilings.
We missed a really great one, which is where these should exist. Okay,
Okay.
there was like a TV miniseries about the Temptations.
Oh,
That was
all
like
right.
it was like a good like 6 hours long, and that is an all-time banger, dude. But that's because it's a TV miniseries. It's not supposed to be good. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's not,
Yeah.
it takes up 6 hours of my time over like 2 months. It's not like something I have to go sit down and watch for 2.5 hours, you know?
Especially when you're seated for 2.5 hours and you're just in the repeater. It's rough. I think what kills me the most too about this movie is as I was doing my research on it, as I do with all movies, there was plenty in here that they took liberties with anyway. So it blows my mind that there's so much that we have to adhere to the structure of how it actually happened when they didn't mind changing some like pretty radical stuff in this movie. Like he was never actually banned from performing in Georgia ever. So that whole thing at the end where like the governor is like, we're gonna make Georgia on My Mind the state song, like he was never fucking banned from there to begin with. So it's
That's
like,
funny. I didn't know
yeah.
that.
So it's like if you're gonna change and do shit like that to like make it more dramatic, why can't we take more dramatic license and actually make this a movie? Why do we drag the whole middle chunk of this movie and just do the same thing over and over again because it's what
Because,
actually happened?
because, because you can't make a Ray Charles movie without them being like, and then he stood up to racism. Like that part has to be in there. Otherwise, people are like, "You made Green Book, you jerks." You know what I
Also, like
mean?
I don't mind that part being in there. Like yeah, sure, have them fight for racism if you really need it, but like just find a way to like integrate it into the story that actually
Yeah,
makes it
like
dramatic.
you could make a whole movie about him refusing to play in a segregated thing, and then they're like suing him. You could make a whole movie about that. You like, and you probably ought to, like, and rather than do what you did, you know?
Like there's so many different like pockets in here that you can choose from and just make that the movie that you're going to focus on, but they're like no, this is a whole journey life and we need all the songs in there, so we have to just just do little mini, and that's what's worse about these things is they just feel like little mini episodes just stitched together
Yep.
to try and create a whole movie and not anything that has a full semblance of a plot that's coherent from the second it starts until the second it ends.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Yeah, it's not about anything other
Yeah.
than a guy that actually lived.
Yeah. And
And
it
I
never really
promise
feels
you,
it never
things that
really
actually happened aren't always interesting.
yeah, and it never
Like,
really feels like the flashbacks of his brother dying really in any way affect the ending of the movie.
well,
We
so
see it in the
okay.
like, and I get that like him going finally deciding to go to rehab is kind of in a sense like the semblance of it's all tied into what went down in the beginning, which is why he turned the drugs in the first place. And it was like I finally have to like address and confront these things.
Right.
But you don't, there's never really any sense of like him actually confronting it. It's just like he's there and it's like, hey, you either got to get clean or you're going to prison. And he's like, I guess I'll get clean. And it's
Yeah,
like,
guess my time's up. I
yeah.
had a
And it's
good
just
run.
like, yeah. And it's just like, I just like, ah, oh, come on. It's like, come
So
on.
like if I'm gonna be the most generous to the movie Ray and say that it actually has a coherent story, the coherent story is basically what you just said. It's like about a guy who some really terrible shit happens to him when he's a kid. He goes blind, his younger brother drowns, his mom ships him off to a school for the blind. He doesn't get to live with his mom anymore. Really traumatic stuff, right? And it's about a guy who, one, gets really talented because of that, and then two, because he's really talented, also gets all these outlets to completely run from it from his whole life, for his whole life, until it all finally and inevitably catches up to him. Because like the whole point is like no matter how big of a star you are and how much money you make and how much you succeed, like you can't really hide from this. Not really. Like it's always gonna catch you, right? Um, and then it catches him in the end. The problem is that that movie starts when he gets the ultimatum, like he needs to go to prison or like get off heroin. It starts there. It's not
It's
like
not the
it's
ending.
not like 2 hours and 15 minutes of him partying and doing heroin and becoming a big star. And then in the first 5 minutes, you're like, man, that was sad. And in the last 10 minutes, you're like, now he can get clean. You know what I mean? Like, now he's got to face it. The movie starts when he has to get off heroin. And then it's all about him getting off heroin and like coming to grips with the thing he needs to come to grips with. And then maybe potentially saving a music career out of that. That's a whole movie. It's not 8 minutes of a movie. You know what I mean?
But
That's about nothing else like that, you know?
This movie can't focus in on any one thing. And then he never touched heroin again.
Yeah, and then he went to jail.
It's like my favorite whatever. And he never touched drugs again. Hallelujah.
Yeah, I just man, I don't know. I feel like this
Yeah,
went
and I feel like we're
about how I
bagging.
expected.
Yeah, and I know like we're bagging a lot on Ray, but this movie is not. It's not all Ray's fault. This is the fault of the genre itself and what they try to do with these, which is to sell records. They're not interested in telling an actual movie. They're interested in giving you the hits of someone's career with a little bit of the other undertones of what they went through to get it. And
Right.
then you're supposed to do what the 10-star dude did. You leave the theater, you immediately drive to the record store, and you pick up the greatest hit CD. And you're like,
Right. And
man, oh
then
man,
and then
what a
you
fan.
nominated for Oscars, so then you
Yep.
put like a big commercial for the greatest hit CD on the Oscars that's on TV for 3 hours. You know what I mean? Like it becomes like a cultural thing. And I think you're right. Like you kind of hit on this all the way back in the beginning. It is like a very like as a very cynical person, I think it's like so obviously a ploy to sell records.
Not a movie, it's a psyop.
Right, right. It's not a movie. It's like a commercial. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
literally a
yeah,
commercial, you know?
yeah,
So I don't know. I hate it. I hate
yeah.
it, and I hate that we're gonna do a lot more of these on this show. I can't wait for Dewey Cox to come up so like we can really watch them just lambaste these movies the way they deserve to be.
Walk Hard absolutely murders this movie. There is so much of this movie where, as I'm watching it, I'm just instantly thinking of the scene from Walk Hard that's like lampooning it, and it's just so perfectly executed. Like them constantly walking into the room and being like, "What do you got in there? You don't want none of this shit, Dewey."
Yeah, right, because that scene literally does happen in the
Uh,
movie. Yeah, like
It's the
absolutely.
cheapest shit they got.
Oh my God. And the scene from Walk Hard where they're like recording the album with them and then they're like, "No, you got to play something like really something." I know that that's more like that specific scene is more from the Joaquin Phoenix movie. Um but the way that they like tell him he's got to come up with something original and then it cuts back to everybody like partying and the thing when Booger wrote the mess around. It's just it's exactly like that scene from Walk Hard where they like cut back and the guys in like the big yarmulkes and the curls are like dancing in the thing. Like it's exactly like that. Like it's so silly.
Need
It's
20
so
more
silly.
didgeridoos.
And it's so paint by numbers too when it's like, okay, now we're gonna be in the studio. This is his big chance, and it's not going so good. So how's he gonna pull this out? Because we know he makes it, you know, like
Yeah,
and then somebody like magically like throws out like the golden ticket idea, and then all of a sudden he's a hit, you know? It's horrible. I hate it so much.
so bad. Yeah. And yeah, Jim, we have so many more of these to come.
So many more. And
There's
there's
still
like so many more of
there's
them that are gonna be coming out like now in
yeah,
real
there's
time.
still so many that are coming out right now. Like within the last year, we got a Bob Dylan one, we got a Bruce Springsteen one, you got Michael
Yeah.
coming out in April. It is unbelievable how many. I think there was a who was the pop star that died? What was her name in like the 2010s?
Aaliyah?
No, no, that's the
That was
20.
earlier than the
Yeah, it was
2010s.
earlier than that. The British chick. That was like in
Oh,
the
Amy
yeah,
Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse. Yeah, they did an Amy Winehouse one like last year that like nobody went and saw, but they still made it.
Yeah, of course nobody went and saw it. What do you mean? Who would go see the Amy Winehouse movie? She wasn't even that popular when she was around, like when she was popular.
Yeah, but I mean, somebody out there thought it was worth doing because they kept doing it and they're gonna keep doing it and there's no stopping it because they're sick. Sick, I tell you.
Yeah, yeah, they're definitely not going to stop anytime soon. Can't
Yeah,
wait for the Led Zeppelin one, dude.
I can. I
Did they
think
make a
they'll
Frank Sinatra one yet?
be a
That's got to
girl.
happen.
No, no, I don't think they did a Frank Sinatra one. It's just, or maybe they have, and it just like was back in the day. They did it before Ray.
I don't know, maybe.
I mean, we got what? We got Frankie Valli. We got what other ones are coming on deck?
Frankie Family.
Yeah, it was the Jersey
His
Boys.
voice is going to explode off the radio. That movie's even worse, dude. That movie is so
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
That,
Oh,
you
dude.
know what though? Jersey Boys is the ultimate example of like, if you make a musical biopic, it's a Clint Eastwood movie. He just shows up, he gets everything in one take. You know what I mean? He knows like all the dumb beats that the movie needs to hit. There doesn't need to be anything artistic about this. We just need to get in and get out, and then we all make our money, you know? That's exactly what these movies are. And maybe Jersey Boys is the best example.
We got there was a Bob Marley one
Yeah, they made a Bob
within the
Marley
last
one.
2 years.
Yeah, they
A
did
Whitney
that already.
Houston one in like the last 2 years. Man, what a time. What a time.
Definitely gonna make a Kurt Cobain one, right? Like that's coming at some
Oh
point.
God. Yeah, God help us all.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, because now the older we get, pretty
It's
soon
so.
we're gonna start seeing all the 90s musicians. Oh man. The Eddie Vedder story.
All right. So dare I ask,
Ask.
and I'm just gonna preface this by saying, I usually ask this question when I have an angle, but I
Okay.
do not have an angle tonight.
Yeah, all right. Sure you don't. Let's hear it.
Is this movie better with Chris Evans?
Oh. Who does Chris Evans play?
Well, that's the thing, right?
That's
Like
yeah.
usually I have an angle, but I can't be like Chris Evans plays Ray because then it's obviously not any better, right?
You're taking a hard miss right there. And Chris Evans has been canceled for blackface. Oh no, Chris,
Well, no,
what
wait,
did
all
you
right.
do?
If you were gonna do it though, he doesn't wear blackface. You just cast the white guy as Ray Charles, and you just play it straight. Like that's the only way. You can't put him in blackface. That can't work, right? You shouldn't do the other thing either. Like that might be even more offensive, maybe. I don't know. It's definitely not a good idea.
I
So
don't know.
does Chris Evans play? Does Chris Evans? All right. Well, how do we do this? What's a point in Ray's life that you could focus on instead of the whole thing? And who does Chris Evans play in that point?
I mean, I would imagine he'd have to play one of the record executives or somebody that's helping him in the studio. And I mean, if you're following how the beginning of the movie went, where it's he's overcoming the disability to become popular and get his first album out, it's him working with Chris Evans, the engineer, to get that album out.
Yeah, Engineer's pretty good. Engineer's pretty good. I was thinking maybe he's like Booger from Revenge of the Nerds. But hear me out. So like this isn't necessarily a movie about Ray Charles anymore. I'm just throwing that out there.
Okay, all right.
But it's a movie I would much rather watch that's starring Chris Evans, right?
Okay.
It's what was that movie where the lady was like suing like the KKK and it was like they hated each other but they actually kind of were like friends, like the best of enemies or something like that?
Maybe. I don't remember who's in it.
What's his name's in it? The guy from Three Billboards.
Oh, the Sam Rockwell movie,
Yes, Sam
right?
Rockwell. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You
Okay,
know what
yeah.
movie I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yes. I completely forgot that movie existed.
So like the only thing it has in common with that movie is like
Mhm.
Ray Charles, but not Ray Charles. Like just a musician refuses to play in like a segregated club. And either Chris Evans is the guy who's like suing him, or Chris
It's
Evans is
defending
like
him.
Ray Charles's attorney, like
Ooh, all right,
in
yeah.
the case. You know what I
We
mean?
got Chris Evans, heartthrob. He's got to be the one defending him.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean,
And then
like it's
you get Sam Rockwell to play the guy suing him.
yeah,
Now we
but
got
like
something.
that movie that's not really about Ray Charles anymore, starring Chris Evans, I kind of enjoy. You know,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a movie at least.
there's at least like some drama to
Yeah,
it.
we're not out to sell records, except for the moment
Right.
in the courtroom where Ray Charles has the great idea for his top charting song.
He's
He just sees all the jurors as piano keys and just all the notes just come to him.
They're like, wait, what did he say? Stenographer, read that back. And he's sitting there like, what'd I say? so
We got
so
something now,
horrible.
baby. We got something.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Uh,
know. I'm really
yeah,
jumping through hoops tonight, but I still
yeah.
think that's a better movie
That
than
no,
the
that's still way,
Ray.
way, way better. I would much rather watch that as well. But I think we might be in the minority here, Jim. What do you think? What do you think Raj thought about this bad boy?
He definitely laid down and died for this movie. Like, there's no way that he said anything bad. In protest, I'm gonna refuse to play the drop, but he's definitely gonna be like a
Yeah.
total mark for this and give it
Oh,
like
oh,
3.5 or 4 stars.
Rajiv is laying down for this movie. He gave it the full 4 out of 4. The
Yeah,
movie would
obviously.
be worth seeing simply for the sound of the music and the sight of Jamie Foxx performing it. That it looks deeper and gives us a sense of the man himself is what makes it special. Just rolled over
Jeez,
and died
Raj.
for it.
I mean, but like the same guy who gave the Jesus Christ movie, what was it called?
The Passion Baby?
Yeah, the
Come
Passion of
on.
the Christ. The same guy who gave that 4 stars. Of course, he was going to give Ray 4 stars because it's the same thing, like in a weird way. Like, he didn't
It's
need it to be good. He just needed Jesus to be in it. You know what I mean?
just
Like,
he just needed the jams. He got the jams. All right, Jim, what say ye? What's your final rating?
I mean, it's hard for me to give it like a 1 or something like that, just because the period piece, like a lot of it looks like an Oscar movie. You know what I mean? Like the way it's shot and the way it looks and the costumes and everything. It's like it's hard for me to like totally shit on the thing as a whole. And like I said, there was like things that I liked about it. But overall, story is king, and I don't think this movie really had one. So I think I'm gonna have to go like 2 out of 5.
We're lock in step. I'm also going 2 out of 5. I agree with you. It is this technically well done on a technical level, and Jamie Foxx' performance especially helps us at least stomach and sit through this movie. But like you said, story is king, and music biopics don't have a story; they sell you an album. So just like thoroughly disappointing to sit through. So with a 2 from me and a 2 from you, going to give us an overall score of 4. And man, oh man, is it going to be fun to put these up against some other 4s. Do we take Ray Jim or the Rugrats movie?
Ray.
I'll take Ray. Do we take Ray or Hey Arnold the movie?
Ray.
I'll take Ray also. Do we take Ray or Mr. 3000?
Ray.
Yeah.
I can't say Mr. 3000.
I'll,
I really
I'll,
want to, but I can't.
I'll take Ray also. Do we take Ray or Friday Night Lights?
Oh, that's the toughest one yet. I think I'm taking Friday Night Lights.
I would also take Friday Night Lights simply because it actually has somewhat of a story and
Yeah.
it's at least under 2 hours. So
Yeah. All positives.
yeah,
True.
all positive
Plus, it
points
has
there.
the coin flip at the undisclosed barbecue pit.
You're right.
Which
That's
top
an all
10 movies seen in all of
yeah,
history.
that's an all timer right there. Do we take Ray or The Forgotten?
The Forgotten.
Yeah, I would take The Forgotten also. Do we take Ray or Shallow Hal?
Shallow Hal. It's not even close.
You got to take Shallow Hal. And then King of the Fours. Do we take Ray or King Arthur?
That's a lot closer, but I'd have to take King Arthur.
Yeah, I'm taking King Arthur also. All right, so pretty easy battling night. Ray is going to sit in the number 80 position of all the movies we've done here, sandwiched between Friday Night Lights and Mr. 3000. And enjoy yourself down there. Plenty of other music biopics will join you soon enough.
Yeah, some of them will definitely be worse too.
Oh,
Those are the ones I'm looking forward
absolutely.
to.
Like I think a 4 is definitely a good high rating for a music biopic, and I can't wait to see how much worse it gets from at least the music biopics. I think there's plenty of opportunities for regular biopics to be good, especially some of the ones that you said that are movies of like a character but making it fictional. But the music biopic, especially, is just so offensively not subtle about this that I don't see any of them really ever scoring high marks, at least with us.
Yeah. Did you see the Bruce Springsteen one? I haven't watched it.
Yes, I did. And
Was it
Jim,
more
it
like
is.
this, or did they actually like
It's
focus on a thing?
no, it is so much like this. It hurts. It is
Oh
such
no.
garbage. It's such
Oh
hot
no.
garbage.
Of course they did, though.
Yeah,
Of course they did.
it's so bad.
And you know what really like grinds my gears about it? Is they make the trailer seem like it's about him making one album at one very specific point in his career. You know what I mean? Because of course, how else would you make the trailer? It's a trailer for a movie. You have to make it look like a movie.
So it does focus in on just him making Nebraska, but it stretches out and does all of the cliched things that you hate so much about music biopics ad nauseum in this
Well, that's
movie.
the thing then. It doesn't just focus on him making Nebraska then, if it's
Yeah.
like bouncing around over like decades.
Well, it still has to show him do like they still have him in the studio doing Born in the USA and Born to Run and all those. So it's just like, oh, dude, like what are we doing here, man?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, like it still has to hit all the classics. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
it's torture. But Jim, let's look ahead to better surroundings. We're out of October. We're going into November. We're about to hit the first week of November here now, in 2004 for our movies, and it's time to get the batting order again. I'm taking a look at it. There are two movies of note, at least that I see here, that I think one definitely in contention because we saw it in theaters, and another
Yeah.
one that possibly to throw on the board if we're feeling it. Possible one is the Jude Law comedy Alfie.
Yeah, that has to be on the list just because it's like so it's in the top five, I think, right?
Is it? Oh, okay. All right. Then yeah, then definitely has to get thrown on the board. I don't think I've ever seen this movie. Have you?
No, I don't think that I have.
I know that it's a remake of the original with Michael Caine. I never saw the original either, but for some reason I just know that this was a remake, and I've never seen either version. But all right, I would be cool with throwing Alfie up on the board then. So that's a movie neither of us have seen. That could be fun.
Yeah, I think Ralphie has to be up there.
You say
I'm
Ralphie?
looking. Yeah, Ralphie, of course. What are you talking about?
Oh, good old Ralphie. And then
Okay.
the one that we saw in theaters that absolutely is on the board, that I'm assuming won this weekend as well, is the Pixar movie, The Incredibles.
Well, yeah, right. So of course we have those two. The Incredibles is a no-brainer because we definitely did see that in theaters.
And before you
Um,
even bring it up, no, I am not watching the documentary about Jay-Z.
okay, well, you're already two steps behind, buddy, because I've moved on from the documentary about Jay-Z. Have I got a doozy for you?
Oh boy, here we go.
I'll take this is like the final Jeopardy answer for movies me and you absolutely don't want to watch.
Oh God. All right. Yeah.
But that also makes it very intriguing to me because maybe that means I do want to watch it. I don't know.
Okay. Hit me with
Uh,
it.
Down in 50th place,
Okay.
opening on five screens.
Oh my God. I already shudder.
It's a movie called Shooting Dogs,
Shooting dogs.
and here's what it's about. A
The Brit.
Catholic priest and an English teacher get stranded in a school in Kigali during the 1994 Rwandan genocide.
Oh boy. Oh,
I'm not gonna laugh first. I
oh boy.
refuse.
I wasn't gonna laugh.
I mean, yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Like that's not funny at all.
Oh boy. Oh boy. This came out in
Um,
'04.
yeah, oh 04.
The one I'm seeing on here shows release dates 2005.
Well, I'm looking at the right weekend, I think. Yeah, I'm looking at the one with The Incredibles. It's on five screens.
Interesting. I wonder if maybe they like screened it somewhere for like five and then got like its official later
I don't
on.
know.
Shooting
Who's in it?
dogs
That's really the question here.
release date.
The only thing that could get me to watch this is if they're like Jude
Dude, the
Law's in
fucking
it.
the release dates are all over the place. I don't know where they screened that because the first one I see, its film festival premiere was 2005. It was actually released in the US in 2007.
Huh.
When did this get?
I
It's
mean,
like,
I'm looking at Box Office Mojo has it that weekend. Five
no, I
screenings
mean, I
for fifth
believe you.
place.
It's just like, when the fuck did they make this movie? Yeah, release date on Box Office Mojo, November 5th, 2004.
Yeah,
Then,
I don't want to watch it though. The more I look into it, the less interesting it sounds.
yeah, I don't, yeah, I would.
Which leaves us with our real dark horse for the weekend, down in 77th place.
Oh, God, he's got another one.
I've only made it two sentences into this one. And like I'm just gonna like let the cat out of the bag here. We're probably only watching two movies from this weekend. I
Okay,
don't think
all
there's
right.
really
But
anything
but
else.
you'd be remiss not to bring these up.
Right. I need to at least pitch you Bear Cub because
What's this one called?
it's called Bear Cub.
Oh,
And just without, don't look it up. What do you think
okay,
Bear Cub is about?
I would imagine about bears, but you saying that makes me think that it's not about like it's. I'm thinking less Brother Bear and more that this is about dudes who like bears like beards, right? Like guys that pretend to be gay for
I don't think
people.
that's what a bear is. I don't think that's.
Oh, or is a bear like an actual gay dude? A grizzly
Yeah, a
bear like
bear.
gay dude?
Okay, so I'm pretty sure I'm
I don't know
not
the
like
lore.
super up on my gay knowledge, but like a bear is a gay guy who's kind of like big and like
Like a
husky and
grizzly
like
bear. He's like
hairy.
hairy
Yeah.
and shit. Okay, okay.
Right.
Oh, so all right.
Yeah.
So it's about a bunch of bears, and I'm guessing like a new cub is joining the crew.
Um let's let's take a look. So Pedro, a gay man with an active social life and many friends, takes in his nephew Bernardo for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
When the
Yeah.
arrangement becomes permanent, Pedro turns to his friends for guidance as he and Bernardo forge a household together.
My God.
And so, like, it's is it bear cub because Pedro's a bear and he's looking after his nephew now?
Yeah.
Like, is that we can't watch this, right?
I would please like to not.
Yeah. I mean, I think we should, but I also don't want to. There's no way it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
There's just no way.
There's just no way. I think we're getting two out of this weekend, and it is the Jude Law and the Incredibles to save us here.
Yeah, I think that's the move. I don't
Yeah.
really, and you know me, I'm always one to go to bat for like movies, but I think this is the week that we lose. I don't think that we're gonna
Yeah,
watch any of those like
I
dark
think
horse ones.
we stick with some top tier ones. And I mean, it'd be one thing if those were like big like cult classics that like went on to like do something, but like no one's ever heard of either of those things.
Right. Like there's a there's a version
There-
of Bear Cub that probably isn't called Bear Cub for one thing. But there's a version of Bear Cub that's like the I Am Sam for gay people where they're like, "No, see they can raise a kid."
Yeah.
You know,
Oh
like in
God.
2004 that exists. I could see that being a thing, but
Yeah.
not called Bear Cub and definitely
Nope.
not this movie, you know.
Definitely. Nope. No, thank you. All right. So I'm assuming Alfie up next then.
Yeah. And then
And then
Incredibles
and
definitely
then
wins the
and then we hit
weekend.
the Incredibles. Yeah, there's no way Alfie beat the Incredibles. That's just not happening. All right, cool. All right, so we do Alfie next. All right, so a movie that neither of us have seen. That'll be fun.
Yeah, should be
That'll be a
good.
good one. All right, that's a jam right there. What was the last thing you jammed on?
I've been watching a lot of Columbo.
Yeah, you
Like
have. You
the
have.
the old detective show Columbo. And when I tell you it is so good. It is the best thing about Columbo, it's not an actual like mystery, like murder mystery show.
Yeah.
It every episode of Columbo, the first 15 minutes or so is you watching the murderer like plot and execute the murder. And then like minute 16 of Columbo is Columbo shows up on the crime scene and immediately knows who the murderer is. And then for the next like 40 minutes it's just him psychologically breaking them down. It's so good.
Nice. I remember I've seen a couple of episodes when I was younger because my grandma loved it. But I haven't watched an episode in ages.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
You should
Maybe I'll
definitely
come
check it
back
out. I
around.
highly recommend if you were going to watch one episode of Columbo,
Mhm.
watch season 2, episode 1.
Season 2, episode 1.
Yeah, it was like cinema, and it's like an hour and like 35 minutes long. It's so
Oh damn!
good.
Oh man, they were bringing the heat.
Yeah.
Well, I'll check that out because I do love old TV. I'm much more inclined to go check out older stuff than I am to watch newer stuff right now.
Yeah, and it's like it's very 70s in the best way possible. Like the way
Love
it's
that.
shot
Yep.
and the way it looks and like it's almost like a Dirty Harry movie. You know what I
There we
mean?
go.
But like
Beautiful. That's all I need to know.
yeah, and it's not like action packed like Dirty Harry is, you know what I mean? But it's got the same like look and feel of like, 70s Los Angeles, even
Yeah.
though Dirty Harry doesn't take place in Los Angeles. You get
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. No, I get it. It's the vibe. Nice.
Yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
all right, nice. I'll check that out. Check that out. I wish I had as good of a recommendation. It's not even a recommendation. It's the last thing I jammed on was the Emerald Fennel new movie Wuthering Heights.
Oh, I've heard it's been getting crushed on the internet,
Oh,
dude.
it is atrocious. It is
I bet.
so bad. It is so bad. So bad. It's like a 16-year-old that just discovered sex for the first time and is trying to write like the most steamy thing she could think of, and it just falls so flat. Like it's trying to be like this
Yeah.
erotic masterpiece, and every time they do eroticism, it's just like this is weak sauce, man. This isn't hot.
Yeah.
This isn't getting me hot at all.
Yeah. That's a funny way to look at it. I I feel like we don't need to make another Wuthering Heights movie, right?
No,
It's they've done it like a bunch
especially
of times. It's like a
especially since
classic novel. Like
this movie is not Wuthering Heights. They did not do the book at all.
really, so they
Yeah,
just called it Wuthering Heights
you
and
just
then just
called
made
it
it a
Wuthering
completely
Heights,
different
and
movie.
yeah, and used the characters' names, but it's nothing like the book at all.
Huh, interesting.
She
Which is
the
so weird
the
because like
tagline for it is the greatest love story ever told. I was like, sweetheart, did you read the book? It's not a love story.
yeah.
It's
Well,
like
I don't know.
what?
You never know. One man's one man's tale of abuse is another man's love story, you
Yeah.
know?
I was like, this is not a love story. What are we doing here? It was crazy. It's something. It's also very weird watching because like the main girl, I can't think of what her name, the character's name is in Wuthering Heights, but played by Margot Robbie, is supposed to be like a petulant little like child, and it's played by like pushing 40 Margot Robbie, and it just like feels so weird when you're watching it. Like when she's like pouting and doing like all of these things, you're just like, you're an adult. What are you doing? Why
Yeah,
are
right.
you behaving this way?
This is very silly. I mean, I think she could pull it off though. She did Harley Quinn pretty good, and she's just really like a
That was like
pouty
a
child.
decade ago already when she started doing that.
No, Birds of Prey wasn't a decade ago, was it?
The first Suicide Squad was.
Yeah, I
It was
guess
like
yeah. Birds of Prey was
2016.
a long time ago too. I don't think I think Birds of Prey had a one in it. It was like 2019 or something, 2018.
I think Birds of Prey was right before COVID. So I think it was like right before everything shut down. I want to
Yeah,
say
so it
I
would have
want to
been
say it was
like
2020.
2019, like early 2020, right?
Yeah, yeah, which is still like 6 years ago now. Crazy.
Yeah, pretty crazy. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So like, but it's like, come on, girl, what are we doing? I mean, still great actress. I love Margot Robbie, but like watching it, I was just like, I don't know, Robbie, what are we doing?
yeah. It just feels like a bad idea. I don't
Yeah, yeah, no, it's bizarre, and the entire time I'm watching it, I'm just like, who is this for?
Yeah. Why are you seeing things like Wuthering Heights when you could be watching like good TV?
I, I don't,
What
I
are
don't,
you doing with your life, man?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with myself anymore. I've lost all control.
Wuthering Heights.
Yeah, it's something. And you should see it. Everyone should go see it. Check it out. It's quite a movie.
Yeah. You've told me on this show about Wuthering Heights and The Materialists like in the last like 6 months, dude. You got to get it together.
Yeah, man, I have a problem. And
What are you doing with your life?
it can only be solved by more shitty movies.
No, you got to go watch like just like hop on like HBO Max and just go to shows and look around a little bit.
You're right.
Free
you're right.
yourself, man.
I'll try. I can't. I'm stuck in the system of abuse between me and the movie theater. I can't escape. But now we turn it over to you people. Go out and check all this stuff out for yourself. Form your own opinions as always. And join us next week when we dive into Jude Law's Alfie. And as always, we'll see you at the movies.
Point 21,